So, we all know Malaysia is racing to get future ready for what's called the Fourth Industrial Revolution, or IR 4.0. But what if the secret to winning that race isn't just about more tech, more code, and more engineers? What if the real key is something a lot more human? For years, the big push has been all about STEM. That's science, technology, engineering, and maths. But as we dive headfirst into this super complex, AI-powered world, we've got to ask a serious question. Is focusing only on STEM really going to be enough to solve the unique challenges that Malaysia is facing? For a long time, the game plan seemed pretty simple, right? To compete in IR 4.0, you need a high-tech workforce. And that led to this huge national push for STEM education, trying to get students to become the architects of our digital future. And look, that makes a lot of sense. But it might only be telling half the story. What we're seeing here is really the core of the issue. A STEM-only focus is great at building a tech workforce, people who know how to build the technology. But a broader approach, what we call STEAM, does something different. It creates interdisciplinary problem solvers. These are the people who don't just ask how, but they also ask why, and maybe most importantly, for whom. It's a huge shift from just building things to building the right things for our society. So, what is this powerful alternative? Well, it's called STEAM, and it's all about bridging those two seemingly separate worlds of technology and humanity and creating something much more powerful in the process. Let's break it down. STEAM just adds an A for arts and humanities right into the middle of STEM. Now, this isn't about making painters learn to code or anything like that. It's a whole philosophy. It's about weaving things like critical thinking, communication, and cultural understanding directly into how we create and use technology. And this quote right here, it just nails it. Look, pretty much anyone can learn the technical how to build an app, how to crunch the data, but the really crucial part, the game changer, is understanding the why. Why are we even building this? Who does it really help? What could be the unintended consequences? A STEAM mindset forces us to ask these tough questions right from the start. Okay, I know this might all sound a bit theoretical, so let's bring it down to earth with some amazing real-world examples happening right here in Malaysia, where this idea is already making a huge difference. Let's talk about preserving our culture. Imagine you're walking through the historic streets of Melaka or Georgetown. With a STEAM approach, you have engineering students building an amazing augmented reality app. But, and this is the key, they partner with history students to make sure the stories the app tells are accurate, respectful, and culturally rich. What you get is technology that doesn't just look cool, but actually deepens our connection to our own heritage. Or, how about our environment? STEM students can set up all these smart sensors to collect real-time data on river pollution or haze. That data is vital, but on its own, it's just numbers on a screen, right? That's where the humanities students come in. They take that data, analyze its impact on communities, and then use it to create powerful public awareness campaigns, and even help draft policies that can actually lead to change. And this is a big one, making sure AI is ethical. As Malaysia starts using AI in the government for things like public services, there's a huge risk of accidentally building in unfair biases. This is exactly why you need law students and engineering students in the same room, working together to pull these algorithms apart and make sure they're fair, just, and work for absolutely everyone. These examples are fantastic, but they can't just be cool, one-off projects. If we want this to be the new normal, the change has to be systemic. It has to start deep down, right in our education system. For a long, long time, we've had this 60-40 policy in our education system, always pushing for more science students than art students. And while the intention was good, to build a tech-savvy workforce, in today's world, this kind of rigid separation is just becoming obsolete. It creates these silos, these walls between disciplines, when what we desperately need are bridges. So how do we fix this? Well, it boils down to two really important shifts. First, our universities have got to start encouraging and rewarding these cross-disciplinary projects. Make that collaboration between law and engineering students a required final year project, not just a rare exception. And second, we have to upskill our teachers. We need humanities educators who are comfortable with data, and we need STEM educators who know how to teach ethics alongside engineering. And the payoff for all of this? Oh, it's immense. The ultimate goal here is to create a generation of truly holistic graduates. Think about it. Young Malaysians who aren't just brilliant with tech, but are also deeply aware of society, culture, and ethics. These are the future leaders who are going to drive innovation that's responsible and create economic growth that actually includes everyone. So we come full circle. The big question is no longer just, can we build it? Instead, it's become, how can technology best serve our society? And by weaving the heart of the arts and humanities into its high-tech future, Malaysia has a real chance to come up with a powerful and very human answer.